G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Capital Wasteland Gauss rifle. This weapon is originally from Fallout 3, specifically the Operation Anchorage DLC where it first appeared. I think this is a Chinese-made weapon because in that DLC you can actually see a few posters dotted about with a Chinese communist soldier holding this thing. So I suppose this thing was originally developed to stop the power armor troops from just rolling in and killing everything, because honestly, power armor being the walking tank, seeing a squad of those guys running up you, they're basically unstoppable. So they designed, instead of bullets with a cartridge and gunpowder and explosions, instead they've gone ahead and made a supercharged, magnetically inducted thing. And the way these things work, as compared to their Fallout 4 counterparts, is supposedly you've got all the ammo sort of stacked in here. You'll never have to reload that in-game in New Vegas or 3, or this one, but what you do have to do is charge it with a fusion cell. You chuck a fusion cell in the side here, it's on its little sled thing, and that gives you one to one shot, and that's really efficient because back in Fallout 3 that was the way it worked, and you could basically just grab like 200 fusion cells and it'll last you a super long time. You could do a whole lot of damage with it. They actually changed that in Fallout New Vegas. I think the standard Gauss rifle fired 5 fusion cells at once, and if you had the overcharged one, it's like 10 or maybe even more. Max charge would have been more. That was crazy. But, yeah, it was a pretty powerful weapon. It had a great sound to it. Unfortunately, the sound can't be ported over, so we've got the standard Gauss rifle sounds, but I'm sure there's replacers online somewhere, but we'll just use this with the standard sounds as they are. And it's got a couple of attachments. We've got the shielded barrel. We can make it have a little bit higher range, which is going to increase our accuracy in VATS over range. And we can also chuck a long scope on this. That'll increase our accuracy and give us a little bit better of viewpoint as we're zooming in at ranges. Now that range is 215, which is actually kind of good. Unfortunately, we can't stick a suppressor on this like it could with the Creation Club. We'll get to a comparison a little bit later, but yeah, I think this one looks a lot better. It does have custom reload animations, but I think you can easily tell that they're just kind of retooled assault rifle animations. A bit of jank in there. It's not as smooth as I'd like it to be, but I can look past that because this thing looks great. I could be looking at this thing and thinking it's a one-to-one port because it just looks that good, but obviously the textures and everything are going to be more up to standard with what we're used to in these games. And there's a couple of unique variants as well. I'll show you how to get those in just a second, but you've got Valere here. It does less damage, but guaranteed knockdown, and YCS, which is a unique originally from New Vegas, and it actually would do more damage at the cost of less cells, which is awesome, but it doesn't actually reflect it here. It's got the same amount of these coils as the standard Gauss rifle, but it just looks a little bit more weathered. It's supposed to be rusty, but honestly that kind of looks almost gold-plated, which is awesome, but I don't know, that doesn't look very weathered at all, does it? So we're going to make that just with a shielded barrel. We'll shield all of these barrels, but I think I'll only have one Gauss rifle with the long scope. The rest of them can be medium, so I can use them a little bit more in VATS. Particularly this one I think might be useful just for disarming or just disabling a particularly dangerous target, MG42s, for a specific moment. We can deal with them with something else, but we'll have to see how we go. But you'll note that this, as an energy weapon, deals primarily energy damage, even though we know at this point that this thing fires a slug just powered by this. So maybe there's a little bit of electricity that is carried on with the bullet, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but, you know, just, I don't know, they maybe just wanted to have an energy style despite throwing a metal slug. But, you know, I thought that was kind of unique about the Gauss rifle in Fallout 4, and then would go on to be 76, where, you know, despite being an energy weapon, it'd throw a metal slug anyway because it's not powered by conventional gunpowder explosions. But that's just me. I've rambled long enough. We'll show you how to get these things, and then we'll get shooting. And whilst we're here, before I actually shoot stuff, I'm going to compare this to the version that we got on the Creation Club. As you can tell, for the Creation Club version, the crank and the thing are just on the other side now, because what they did with this one is just make it with the laser musket animation. So you crank that instead of reloading a fusion cell into the side here. So I don't know, maybe that makes it prototype, and it looks a little bit smaller in the previews, but that might just be because it just looks a bit smaller. This thing has a shielded barrel as well, but it'll actually give you extra damage, which is nice. You can have a butt stock on it. You can completely remove the stock if you want. That gives you recoil, which is not super huge on a Gauss rifle. You'll be shooting super slow anyway. But this one can actually hold a reflex sight on it. You have a circle there. It's actually kind of good. I really like that about this Gauss rifle. I think this Gauss rifle looks exceptional. I just kind of wish that it was around. I think I made a mod like way back which flips, just mirrors this entire mesh here. You reload it like an assault rifle, but you ended up just hover handing it here. And yeah, but I do enjoy the customization a little bit more here. You've also got a recon scope as well, which gives you the assault rifle asset there. That's what that is. And night vision scope functionality as well. And you can put a big shush tube on it, and you can get yourself extra damage thanks to Ace Operator with that. Now we're doing 477, and that's per crank too. So 3 cranks in that, 1200 damage, or much over that. But it's a lot of damage. We'll put these on a wall so I can show you the size difference. Okay, now I've both put them on a wall, and yeah, the size difference looks a little bit smaller here, but you can tell that the Capital Wasteland one does look a lot bigger and longer than the Creation Club one, and I think they've done that so it fits more of the what the weapon was like. It fits more of the visual style of what the weapon was like back in Fallout 3, because it was a big rifle, even in the character's hands in that game, but this one, it's a little bit smaller. I think that's maybe so this thing can be more akin to, or can line up slightly better with the laser musket animations. That's my shot in the dark. But in terms of which one looks better to me, I don't know. They're both pretty good. I think the textures on the Capital Wasteland one look a hell of a lot better. But, you know, this one I had to pay for. This one was just free. So that kind of makes this one win by default. But I'm not saying that this thing's hideous, but I definitely kind of prefer this one. Although it's kind of bulky, a little bit goofy looking, but I can get past that. It's sort of it got that sort of same feeling as you'd get out of a Gauss rifle back in those games, which I suppose I should like compare what they look like in those games, right? Alright, so I've booted up Fallout 3 because I didn't want to boot up New Vegas and become a femboy, and this is what the Gauss rifle looks like on your back. And in first person, yep, probably seen this. It's been 10 bloody years, maybe even more. And when you shoot it, sounds so good. Very nice. Okay, I think you get it. And yeah, notice the bulk on this thing. It sort of fits better with this sort of lower art style. I think it works better. Also, it's shiny. I think this might be the one from Anchorage's console commanded. You're not supposed to get this one normally, but I got it. Here I am at Arturo, Commonwealth weapons, and if I scroll down all of these mod weapons, I saw a Spaz 12 in there and a AUG. Look, it's YCS 186. It's from New Vegas. It's got more of these coils there, so it does more damage. It's also rusted, but honestly, it looks like it's like got a gold tint to it, which is actually kind of neat. And it looks like it's slightly more weathered, but yeah, we'll grab that. Thank you very much. And as I am blessed with this Sandstorm, because, you know, we're in a desert, map references here, by the way, so it's actually in a really low-level zone. You'll find in the cockpit of this particular plane is Flare, and it looks like that because it only does energy damage, and it looks like that because Sandstorm, I'll clear that off. It's just basically a Gauss rifle, I think. See, with the Sandstorm willed out of existence as just a regular old looking Gauss rifle, but does less damage but always knocks back enemies. It's got a lot of utility in that. Like it. Righto, let's get this show on the road, and I've been prompted to defend a checkpoint. What's going on over here? Raider. Well, you need to go down, so we'll start shooting. They popped a stim pack. Okay, that might make it take a while. Never mind, they're dead. Maybe we've got to go for headshots here. That was a big whiff. And this thing not being suppressed, probably going to get us detected, but near misses, I think, are going to be okay as long as I hit the ground next to them. I feel like there's a bit of an explosive thing. Just with preliminary testing, I found that even if I didn't hit them, if I just aimed for their feet and just hit them with that, that'd do a little bit of damage at the bare minimum. Did these raiders actually kill these Brotherhood people or what? I didn't expect there to be so much of a raider startup here, but we'll go for the arm here. If I don't hit, then where'd that damage come from? 427? Okay, I think we solved that. We'll be shooting at more raiders in just a second, so if you felt like that was short, don't you worry, they'll be back. And in greater numbers. So that's a softshell Mirelurk. We completely blew him to pieces firing this thing. Love that feel. Just kind of wish that sound like it did back in those old school previous generation games. Now, if I shoot you... Yeah, that's it's like a grenade launcher, but hit scan. Okay, with that knowledge... And I'm pretty sure I disabled every other Gauss weapon mod that would give it that extra power. So I'm not really sure why it's getting that. I might just duck in and have a look at the creation kit just to see if they've got a projectile and you've got a double barrel shotgun. I don't think that's going to help you from up there, mate. Take that turret out, maybe. Not in caution just yet. There you are. Center mass that one. Very good. And in caution. In the bum. There we go. Alright, so that was clean through that Raiders. When we can actually utilize those glorious sneak criticals with that almost 4 times multiplier, that seems to go super well. And we're backing ourselves here with a long scope so we can see greater distances. We'll go for a headshot there. That's one head removed. And we might have to get a bit closer because I don't see anything else coming out. And if we are moving closer, we've got the YCS on standby. Managed to get whatever that was. Just clipped his arm. That was a lesser super mutant though, so he's not that high damaging or that high healthy. And Enforcer, that's easy. That's a Warlord. He's tougher. He's is this a shotgun? Oh my goodness, it's a shotgun. I feel like some of this damage is a little bit unlisted, so if I shoot at this, it is a shotgun. They went in weird directions with this, but I like it. I like the YCS being a Gauss shotgun, even though it makes no sense compared to what it was back in New Vegas. But that's okay, because change is good, unless it's Fallout 76 change. Then I bitch and moan about it. So it looks like when you do aim with this thing, the spread is not that much. You took out that Gunner Brigadier in one shot almost. That kind of makes it a little bit more forgiving because you get a tiny little bit of spread when you're shooting at it. And one thing about using the one-to-one fusion cell is that no matter what, you'll be draining your magazine, right? Which the game will say, okay, you've got a chance to get all of those bullets back. Let's get Valair happening. So it's always going to be a knockdown. So if we see that Assaultron Dominator... I mean, I could probably try to VATS it, but it'll cloak anyway, so we'll just see if we can get some kooky ragdolls. Probably will get some with this thing, honestly. And, ooh, there's one. Yep, don't even have to hit him. Oh boy. Yeah, you can just toss him around the room. Okay, as hilarious as this is, that guy's now stuck behind an engine block. Okay, maybe we save that one for later, because if you can keep exploding ragdolls, they get tossed around like they're nothing. And let's shotgun these guys. Yep, he goes down. 400 damage, and it's kind of like a Gauss shotgun from a different Fallout game. But stronger. Much stronger. I bet if I use this thing and VAT is going to absolutely shred. So, let's find something. Not the mine, though. Yeah. That ain't gonna work for you, is it? This is... Well, I say 1,080 caps well spent. And if you aren't gonna kill them in one shot, you're sure as hell gonna cripple them. Bonk. And... bonk. Executioner style there. And, well, you've got the high ground. You're gonna sacrifice it. Wonder if it's like aiming down sights, whether I got the sniper knockdown chance here. With a multi-projectile weapon, we've actually knocked him down onto that level, and worst time for you to bloody stagger me, mate. Get out of here. Only thing I should be worried about is how loud your gun is compared to how far away you are. And also, if I shoot the ground here, I'll probably off myself. Bad idea for you to get exposed. Even in half cover, I'll bloody hit you every time, mate. And you've got a stick up there. Oh, there's old mate with the rocket launcher. He's going for a run. Actually, he's up there. I want to ragdoll him down. Oh, damn it. Well, we'll shoot him anyway. See ya. Nice shot of that. That's critical. And what else have we got? So, despite the customization options being very bare bones, and I'm not sure whether that's just due to this thing not wanting to have that many modifications, or rather they're just working on potential modifications to make it cool. But it's basically, it's telling me that they only want this weapon to be doing one thing, and it's sniping, or rather shotgunning if you're using YCS, and it does it extremely well. So well that I just knocked that guy right off. And I don't know where that Assaultron Dominator is. It'll show up soon enough, don't you worry. Is it down there? Can I hear it stomping about? Not you. Look out. It might be cloaked. Oh, I hear it. No, it's definitely out. And you're not going to have a very good day, are you? Whoops. No knockdowns there. I'm going to... You know what? Instead of eating this laser, you're just going to be quiet now. Whatever you can get knockdowns on targets that have been shut down. Honestly, it looks like you're sort of immune to that. We'll go on the inhibitor there. Come on, Volair. Why can't you be like the rest of them, right? I guess the utility value, right? Anyway, so that was a pretty clean run. Got surprised there by the Gauss rifle, and I realized I didn't show it off in third person, but you can see that it retains some of that big old bulk and bit of hover handing going on. It is assault rifle animations in third person, and the bulk sort of helps cover that a little bit. I don't even think these animations are retooled. I think they're actually assault rifle animations, and it works except for the hover handing thing. So maybe there's a little bit of work to be done left in this if they want to clean up the holding thing here, but it works well for what it is, and it would have made it super easy to make too, so time efficient. They're knocking these mods out every week, so, you know, maybe it takes a long time to contact mod authors and to get them to provide animations, but it looks good on your back, doesn't it? I reckon it's a great looking weapon. They've knocked it out of the park here. It's just it's such a good replica. It's honestly a must-have, and it's such a small weapon mod to have too, but it adds just something, you know. It's a strong Gauss rifle. Who doesn't love that? And it looks like they used to look like, which I think are objectively better, which is to say subjectively better looking. Righto, to finish this off, I'm going to kill just one monster because we don't have a suppressor pre-take a while, and I wonder if I can detonate that guy's mini nuke by shooting the ceiling of that. Don't forget to reload. Well, there it goes. And I guess we'll start off by just messing around with Swan here. We'll go for that headshot there, and we seem to knock him down. And we can keep on knocking him down. You can even get damage on that feral ghoul there that jumped in front of him. Well, he goes up. Yep. And, look, I could be shooting at him for like 10 minutes like this. I'll kill him, and I won't die, but we'll try to speed this up a little bit. We'll grab YCS out, and we'll start shooting with these things. See how that goes. We might get detected here in a second, but honestly, I don't think these sneak criticals are actually doing that much. I'm going to switch over to the standard one here just so I can get a slightly better shot. And with this thing's gigantic amount of range, I can kind of just shoot him like this. And that's a knockdown there. I'm not sure if it's a critical knockdown thing, but I managed to get extra bits of damage. I feel like there's an explosive function here, and I know I've said that, but it's even more obvious when we're shooting at a big target like old mate Swan, and probably see more knockdowns in a second. I'm thinking that the knockdowns I'm getting have just been from sniper, but I wouldn't be surprised if criticals are a guaranteed. And is he doing cartwheels in the air? What's going on here? Oh man, he is out of here. He may have just hit the edge of the world there, because we're pretty far down on the map, and we're keeping him well away from us. And I think we're out of criticals at this point, but he might even be stuck. He might even be stuck at this point. I somehow missed, despite him being a giant aircraft carrier-sized dude. So next crit I get, I'll immediately use just to see if it's a knockdown. Although I am aiming, so this could all be a whole big coincidence, right? Crit away. And ragdolled. Okay. We'll come in a little bit closer now. And we are now on... I don't know if he'll run towards me, though, because I currently can't go much further than that. He'll try it. We successfully knocked him out of the map. Now, I'm wondering if I get more damage if I shoot him in the legs. It's kind of tough to tell. We'll keep going anyway. The game's even telling me I can't go that way. I'm not moving or anything, but yeah, that's the edge of the world right there. We're on the treadmill. So this fight is basically on ice. He's actually came inside the... He's actually jumped inside of the map there. And I say, see you later, Swan. Oh yeah. He is out of there, into the sun again. Like, I don't know, Team Rocket. Is that an anime reference? Sorry. I mean, that's kind of a meme, though. Right? I can rationalize this anime away. Think it's over, Swan. Just stay down, mate. Just stay down. The fight's done. Just don't worry. I'm still getting... I hit nothing. I don't know. There's like explosive damage. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not sure how it's calculated, but I'm just getting it ever so slightly here and there. But that's it. And I think that is about it for the Capital Wasteland Gauss rifle. Tons of fun. Recommend this to download for anyone just using this thing. You want to get some good old-fashioned classic Gauss rifle. And if there's any replacers out there that make the sound the Fallout 3 makes when you fire a Gauss rifle, I'll be looking out for that. Maybe I'll link that in the description if I find anything that I can get to you. I don't know if it's regarded as porting assets, whether it's a no-no from Bethesda, but yep, it's a good gun. Get it. It's good fun. Thank you very much for watching, guys.